Good afternoon, I'm Jeff. I'm a Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 1843 Southwest Moss Street here in Portland, Oregon. We're located at the front of the home underneath the deck. There is a 4-inch ABS cleanout. We're actually kind of underneath the stairs here of the deck in front. 4-inch ABS cleanout's a point of access. I'm going to insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Currently have water running, and I will zero out the camera length counter right here at the base of the cleanout and refer to this spot as the point of access. Here we go. Now this item right here is why you don't want to put wipes or paper towels or anything down the pipe. It's scooting along now, but you can see how easily those get stuck in the pipe. They just saturate with so much water that they weigh too much for the flush of the water moving through there to just keep it cruising along. But so far, I mean, apart from that thing, which will get hung up in any sewer line, the pipe so far is very clean, which is an excellent sign that everything's been draining out properly in the past. Okay, and here at 54 feet from the point of access, the line transitions here to 4-inch PVC pipe. Everything's looking and draining well so far. And we have another transition here at 57 feet from 4-inch PVC to 4-inch concrete. The PVC section is looking good. And the concrete pipe is the most notorious pipe for having issues like root intrusion. So we'll get it drained out here in just a moment so we can have a clear look under the flow line. But here at 69 feet from the point of access, we have reached the main lateral out on Southwest Moss Street. I'm just going to get the water turned off, let the line drain out here for a couple minutes before pulling back. Apart from the concrete section, which I would like to check out with no water in the line, everything else is looking great and in good shape and flowing well. Alrighty, the line is now most of the way drained out. I'm going to go ahead and start pulling back the camera here. And this is really the only section of the line that is somewhat in question of its condition. Now I'm looking at the left side of the screen here. This is a very difficult one to discern. There's a little strand there kind of hooked onto the side of the pipe. And the way that looks, it could be one of a couple things. It's very common to see tampons stuck in the pipe, and I could easily see how that's a tampon stuck to the sidewall, and that's a little string dangling off of it. It's very white in color. Roots are usually kind of brownish. Generally, they're mostly brown or kind of an off-whitey color. But it is possible that's a root there that's penetrated through the sidewall. It's a very difficult one to discern between that and possibly just some debris that's built or stuck there in the pipe. So I will locate and find out where this is at exactly. But I also recommend kind of referring it off to a repair guy, get a second set of eyes on it, see what they think. It looks like I can possibly see where it would have penetrated the sidewall. It's just such a tiny little root, if it is one, to have punched right through the sidewall instead of going through a joint, which is a much easier spot to intrude. Now, obviously, it's not affecting the flow currently, and it's hard to say if it is roots, if it will progress to a point at which it will. But roots are the type of thing, they're hard to predict, and they can grow given time and become larger and start catching debris as it comes through. Alrighty, I was able to locate the camera using the locating wand and actually peer down through the manhole cover and see the camera underground. So it's very much confirmed out in the street. The manhole cover is actually right by where the driveway skirt is at, only a couple feet away from that out in the road, and we're about a foot and a half from the actual manhole cover. It's kind of a unique situation because this is so close to the manhole. You could feasibly climb down into the line here and sleeve it by that way. And I would recommend sleeving the pipe. I would never recommend doing an excavation repair here. It's 12 feet deep. It's extremely deep. And you could sleeve that much, much easier, and you might be able to even do it just by climbing down into the manhole, which is a pretty unique situation. It looks like we do have a little bit of standing water here, and we do have root penetration here through the sidewall. So seeing that there's roots penetrating through this sidewall here as well, it is looking more likely like that is in fact a root intrusion there at 67 feet. So I'm also going to locate here and get this marked as well. And again, I'll mark this, and the other root is marked with a big white X out in the street. Alrighty, both the roots, or this definitely is confirmed root, and the one beyond that is a possible, but it's looking more likely. We've got two. If we have a root intrusion here punching straight into the sidewall, then it's entirely possible that has happened also up further at 67 feet. And you can see by the size of this root intrusion here, it's much more formidable and can progress to the point where they block the sewer line. But because the line still has pretty decent slope and grade there, doing a sleeve will cause that standing water to remain. But when you're dealing with smooth plastic pipe versus concrete, which is very rough on the inside, that plastic pipe allows stuff to move through there much, much easier. And when you've only got about, I didn't even exceed about a half inch of standing water there. So that amount of standing water I'm not concerned about. And I think the cost savings of sleeving versus repair work far outweighs the need to get that part of the line to drain out perfectly. I think once that's sleeved, things are going to shoot through there without any issue. And the sleeve will also seal out any further root intrusion and cause the ones that are currently there to not be able to penetrate through the line again. And at that point, the line would essentially be fully updated. It would all be made out of plastic. So it will, once it's fully updated, the line's going to function for a very long time without issue. But currently, because the roots haven't got to the point where they're blocking the sewer line yet, the line does have adequate flow all the way out to the main lateral, and the line is functioning properly at this time. But that is also kind of contingent upon a repair being done so that those roots don't grow to a point where they affect the flow. And roots can be, especially ones like this, can be maintained by doing hydrojetting or augering to cut the roots out, and then introducing root killing foam to the line, which will keep the roots from growing back for about 9 months to a year, and kind of keep on off of so they don't grow to a point where they do become an issue, which is why I recommend repairing it so it's not a maintenance project. Sure that the repair was done properly.